Hey everybody, it's Summer and I am here at the Tinley Park NARBC. Let's go around and see some of these awesome animals and booths. Okay, so I found these really cool geckos at Hupp Geckos, so let's talk to him and see what they're all about.
It's a large variety of geckos. I do 4 climate controlled rooms, so I keep a lot of different species. I guess some of the highlights would be like the Prosterus carteri, the scorpion geckos. Scorpion tail geckos get about twice as big as that. So they're not quite a micro species, but they are a smaller gecko. The Tunopus, the barking geckos, those get about the size of a Urodactyloides, and they're from South Africa. They'll start calling like frogs do. Like you'll have one start to bark, then another bark, and then you've got tons of them barking in the area. Pretty cool species, they're neat. I can hear them upstairs in my house, so.
I can't prove it, but I believe that animal there is somewhere between 40 and 50 years old. My personal opinion, I think she's closer to 50 than 40. I've had her for 20 years. She menopaused before I got her. I have animals in my collection now that are 25 years old and still breeding. None of them have menopause, so I can't say exactly how old she is, but using them as a gauge, I don't think it happened earlier than 10 years old. I've got animals that are 25 years old and still reproducing. I think it's probably a pretty good chance that she's older than that. I think she might have been one of the first animals imported. That would have been in the early 70s, which would put her right around 50 years old.
Okay, so this is actually kind of a cool moment for me because back when I was 11 years old, I was really into reptiles, looked around online at stuff all the time, and I found crestedgecko.com, and I convinced my mom to let me buy a crested gecko online, and it was my first lizard that I bought. And so here at the show today, Garrick DeMeyer is set up with Royal Constrictor Designs, and it's really cool to see him in person. So let's look at his booth.
Awesome. This has been our best show by far all time. It's incredible. Yeah, I do think that everybody was really ready for this show and so excited about it. I mean, there's so much energy here, and yeah, I think everybody really missed that year in there.
One of the coolest booths to me at this show is Mike's monitors, and I think you'll understand why. All right, so I'm here with Mike, and I have got to know the inspiration behind these enclosures.
Hi, I'm Mike Stefani, Mike's Monitors. The inspiration behind these enclosures is when I was a kid, I didn't have money for fancy caging and stuff, so whenever I find like a console TV, I'd kick the tube out of it and put some plexiglass on the front and make a nice boa cage. And it's always been a dream since I was a little kid to make something cool out of a barrel. And actually I was going to use the blue barrels and make like a whole rack of them. And then I kind of wanted the aesthetics of a nice barrel, so I used these whiskey barrels and zoopoxy on the inside and just create naturalistic looking habitats. And you can see the little Ackies. It's just like a little piece of Australia. And this is where I display my Mertens. And I got the river tank for baby coming eye. But this was just my dream, and I visioned it in my head, and I made it happen. So it's my passion, and that's what I've done.
Probably one of the coolest things I have seen at this show. So Mike, where can people find you?
Mike's Monitors on Facebook, Mike's Monitors on Instagram, YouTube, mikesmonitors.com. It's all pretty much under Mike's Monitors.
All right, well, I could not come to this show without stopping by the Reach Out Reptiles booth and checking out these super dwarfs, so let's see what they've got going on.
I don't even know what this is. Are you filming?
This is Thomas, and he has no idea what this is.
I was told to hold this. It looks like a golden child, but that's just because I made a video about golden childs, and now all I see is golden childs.
All right,
Wiggle the shot.
what do you think about the show?
Oh, it's
Honest
great.
opinion.
No, I'm so happy to be back. It's a lot bigger than Schaumburg. You went.
Much bigger than
Yeah,
Schaumburg.
super popular. I think everyone's used to this show. They know this show. Antsy to get it back. Anyway, no, I love it. I love the Tinley crowd, the Tinley vibe. It's one of the best. Woo!
This is an Anthill python. It's the smallest species of python in the world. They're from Australia. They get about 22 inches long. They're in the group of pythons that they call pygmy pythons. There's a Stimson's, a spotted, a children's, and an anthill. And I assume these are probably associated with the anthills that you see, the tall anthills in Australia. That's probably where the eggs are laid. Really tiny as babies. They're about 4 grams, which is a very, very small snake. The adults get redder, much redder, and the eyes get very red. They're beautiful snakes. Really calm. Just a really neat little snake to work with. You don't see them very often. We have all 4 species here. Travis Whistler Reptiles.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed checking out the Tinley NARBC with me. Honestly, definitely the best reptile show I've ever been to. Lived up well beyond its expectations. Can't wait to come back in March and again in October. Try to check it out if you've never come, and I'll see you next time.